In North Texas, unfortunately, severe weather can happen any month.
Oh, okay.
Any month.
Okay.
And, we have the very active months, which include April, May, and even into June.
Like we saw, yeah.
And then we have another severe weather season in the fall. It's really when we have those big transitions of seasons when we see the active weather. And today, it's really the heat, but we even have a chance to see storms tomorrow morning.
Oh, wow.
Now, we're not expecting severe weather, but still, we're so saturated that any rain at this point could cause some flood concern with runoff. So we'll be watching for that,
There's been a lot going on.
There has been, Cleo. And this past spring, we had over 400 severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings, combined across North Texas that the National Weather Service issued. So just very active. And that kind of really transitioned us into now this set where we're looking at a heat advisory. Our ground is really saturated. We have this natural moisture coming in from the Gulf. Both those things working together really ramp up the heat index. And the heat index this afternoon could make it to 110. Now, the heat advisory as of now is in place through the day, but will likely be extended throughout the week. Right now, DBU 87, but because of that humidity, it feels like 96. And we are seeing a little cloud cover overhead, again, because of the humidity, and high pressure is shifting to the west ever so slightly. 88 at DFW, it feels like 99. Wind out of the south, anywhere between 5 to 10. I do think the winds will kick up just a tad this afternoon, but it's really not going to make it feel any more comfortable because the heat index will still make it to 107 around 4. High temperature of 99 degrees today. That happens between 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and even around 8 when the sun is starting to set. Temperature will still be at 95 degrees, feeling like 98. Overnight, we're not cooling off too much, again, because of the humidity. 99 degrees expected in Dallas and in Fort Worth. Upper 90s for a big portion of our eastern counties, closer to the triple digits along our western counties where air tends to be slightly drier. Now, just about everyone, though, in North Texas will have a heat index of 105 or higher. And that's, again, this afternoon and likely repeating the next several afternoons. And like I mentioned already, we're not cooling down much overnight. It has to do with how much moisture is in our air. It helps trap a lot of the heat that our air is holding on to overnight. So 80 degrees expected across Fort Worth, Dallas, 81 for Denton and in McKinney by tomorrow morning. Here's the thing, though. Like I mentioned, we have the potential to see some rain. It's not for everyone, and coverage will be pretty low, 20% for the northern third of North Texas. And we could see some additional activity in the afternoon. But here's what happens. High pressure moves off to the west. We're still going to be impacted by it, though, in the way that it brings in the heat. But this is what's going to allow some disturbances from the north to kind of filter into North Texas from the north. So we could see a cluster of storms between midnight and about 6 in the morning. But between 8 and noon, we could see some of these storms between the Red River and maybe even Interstate 20. Most of us will stay dry. We will see some cloud cover overhead, and any outflows could cause some additional storms to develop in the afternoon. But otherwise, we're dealing with this really for the remainder of the month and into early July. So we'll be dealing with that intense heat for several days. 100 degrees expected on Wednesday, 101 Thursday, 100 on Friday, and we're even throwing in a few extra triple-digit heat days for next week, all ahead of the 4th of July holiday, Cleo.
Here it is.